Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Innovate or Die. I'm your host, Jan Bartscht, and I'm super excited to take you on this journey to understand disruptive innovation. Together, we're going to explore what disruptive innovation is, why it's killing companies, and how you can change to thrive in today's innovation age. So let's kick things off by asking that critical question, why? Why do we innovate? Why is it so important? We innovate to get more of what we want. Specifically, there are 4 steps here. Step 1, you need to desire more of something. Step 2, you're going to encounter a problem. How do I get more of what I want? Step 3, you need to solve this problem. And step 4, all your problem-solving efforts arrive at a solution, giving you what you want. For example, once upon a time, there was a dark age, a terrible time, where you could not carry all your songs in one pocket. Imagine you could only carry 10 songs in your pocket with very boring playlists. And basically what happened is that people said, you know what, I want to carry 10,000 songs in my pocket. But we face a problem. How do we do this? We can't carry all our CDs and cassettes around because that's impractical. So we get involved with solving the problem of carrying 10,000 songs in our pocket, and eventually you produce a solution, the iPod. So since we really believe in knowing what you're talking about, I'm actually going to focus on these words of problem-solving solution to give you the clarity and confidence to understand innovation from a first principles perspective. So first, innovating. It's a verb. It's an activity of solving complex problems in creative ways. When someone says we need to be innovative, what they're saying is we need to solve this complex problem in creative ways. Now, 2 key words here. Complex means that there's many parts to this problem. It's not easy to understand. There's no existing solution, so we have to create one. And the only way we're going to create this solution is through trial and error. A key point is you cannot predict the answer to the problem. Now, innovating is about problem solving, then eventually we're going to solve that problem with a solution, and that is an innovation. Simply put, an innovation is a valuable new solution. It's a solution because it gives people what they want. It's not some airy-fairy idea. It's not, a nice thing. It actually gives you what you want. It solves your problem. Secondly, it's new. It's novel to the market. It's not something you've seen before. And finally, and perhaps most importantly, people will pay for an innovation. Innovation is about being commercial. So they're either going to pay you cash, or, as we see more and more in today's innovation age, they pay you with attention and time, and that can then be monetized by sending you adverts or using your data in some kind of creative way. Now, why is innovation so important for companies? It's so important for companies because innovation is the way in which you grow. Innovation is how you unleash rockstar results and you get to kick your competition's butt. So this is why we innovate. To give you an example, Google's share price has grown by 160% over the last 5 years, and that has been achieved because it has been so innovative. Now, there's a company that has beaten Google by almost double, more than double actually, 400%, and that company is Domino's Pizza. How can a pizza maker beat the world's most successful technology titan? Through innovation. In other words, Domino's has innovated so aggressively in the pizza making space, the way in which it serves its customers, the way in which it makes pizzas, the way in which it sells pizzas, that it has unleashed whole new revenue streams and has been super successful. Now, the reason why I use this example is to understand that innovation is not just about being a Google or a Facebook. It is about using technology, but any company can innovate. Any company can do it. And if Domino's Pizza can innovate pizza, then you can innovate in your business. So what does a successful innovation look like? There are 3 key things that define a successful innovation. 1, the successful innovation persuades the customer to switch from their existing preference to the new innovation. For example, iPhone persuaded customers to switch from their BlackBerry to the iPhone, or from their Nokia to the iPhone. But you leave what you already know and you try something new. Step 2, once you've switched, you have to actually stay with the innovation. And this is one of the reasons why Apple is so successful. Because once you start using an iPhone, you start loving it and you're never going to go back again. You stay with Apple. And then step 3 is that you evangelize your innovation. In other words, you share with your peers and say, look at how awesome this is. And that's what spreads the innovation and allows it to grow so quickly. I definitely remember the first time I was sitting in a pub and my mate came along with their first iPhone. I was super jealous and I thought, I need one of these. And I'm sure everyone had that experience too. And that's part of what drives successful innovation. We want that. We desire the innovation. Now, what is disruptive innovation? Disruptive innovation is basically doing those 3 things of getting customers to switch and stay with you and spread, but doing it really quickly in a really superior way. So disruptive innovation is disruptive because overnight you can become irrelevant. Overnight, your competitor or a whole new company you've never heard of can surprisingly launch a new innovation that is vastly superior to your own. Your customers will suddenly leave you and they're never going to come back, and you have no way of trying to beat this random new upstart. And so that's what's so scary about disruptive innovation. Now let's think about, why didn't Nokia try and fight back? Because Nokia was focused on solving the wrong problem in the wrong way. They thought you wanted a phone, and so Nokia was focused on building you a better phone, longer battery life, physical keyboard, very resilient. But people don't want a phone, they want a digital lifestyle. You touch your phone probably maybe 100, 200 times a day, but maybe only 5 or 10 of those are to make calls. The rest of the time you're sending WhatsApp messages, you are checking your share prices, you're watching cat videos on YouTube. The point is that you're living a digital lifestyle, and Apple realized that and built a device for you. And so that's why you left the old companies and embraced either Apple or Samsung or the Android system today. So the problem is that traditional companies are stuck solving the wrong problem in the wrong way, and that is why they are dying or dead. So what you need to do is stop doing that. Instead, you need to start creating new solutions to new problems, innovating. And if you do that, you have a very good chance of growing. So in summary, what we've covered is that disruptive innovation is transforming every industry. The traditional companies, markets, and value networks are being changed by disruptors who are creating surprising new innovations that are very quickly spreading. The problem for companies is that they are stuck solving the wrong problem in the wrong way, and they are serving fewer and fewer customers. If you want to remain relevant, if you want to survive and thrive, you must offer new solutions to the customer's new desires. Now what happens is that people can be afraid of this change, and that's understandable because change is scary, especially big change. And the way we overcome that fear is through passion and excitement. In other words, we're not afraid of the change, we're excited by the progress and improvements that we can create. The opportunity to create more growth, to cut costs, to increase productivity, that's on the corporate side. But beyond that, innovation is really about making the world a better place. And that's not an abstract idea. It's to recognize things like Google search, recognize things like airplanes, to recognize things like hospitals. These are all innovations that we created to make things better. And so when you're on the journey to be innovative, you're ultimately about building solutions, better realities for the people that you care about. That's what innovation is all about. Making progress. So don't be afraid of change, be excited by it, and let's get started on this journey to discover how we can make it happen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the after party. In this block, we're going to be looking at going a little bit deeper into the key ideas we've covered in the session. So after every video, I'm going to be joining you to ask you a couple of key questions to help you reflect on the learning and also take you a little bit deeper into the insights of that particular session. So in the first one, we've been talking about innovation as being a solution to a complex problem, that innovating is about solving complex problems. And the reason why we do this is because that's how we create value. So we can actually put this on a graph and chart this journey, because every single growth journey has a classic story to it. In the beginning, we have time here and we have growth on the y-axis. What happens is we have a slow growth phase, and then we hit a rapid growth phase, and then that consolidates again at the end. And this is just called a very simple S-curve. It's called the S-curve of growth because it looks a little bit like an S. You have to have a bit of imagination there. But the point is that every growth journey looks something like this. And what we're going to be doing over the next couple of videos is really exploring this curve, because believe it or not, it's actually very exciting. And I'm looking forward to sharing that with you. Thanks.